This is my CB400f, and this is the top yoke that's on it at the moment. It works great, but on the limited miles that I've done on this, I've realised that I pretty badly need a rev counter. Don't like driving without it. So what I'm planning to do is remake a very similar one to this, but to have two cutouts for clocks. So these are the two clocks that I've got for it. This one's pretty handy because it's 60mm, like the rev counter here, but it's got high beam, neutral, oil pressure and indicator lights in it, which means I don't need the lights on the dash or on the top yoke, which means I can leave a bit more material on this. It's a little bit stronger. I've used the readout on the mill to mark up all the features that I need to machine in. The hole for the stem and the two stanchions I'm going to bore on the lathe, and then the other parts I think I'll do with the rotary table in the mill. I've bored the 3 important holes and I've cut the edges. I've left this little bit on here because it's got the reference for the centre of the hole for the clock. I cut the other one on the lathe, but it was a little bit dodgy, so I'm going to do this one on the rotary table as well as rounding over these corners. So the next thing to do is cut these slits in here and drill the holes for the M8 screw to clamp up on the stanchion. God damn it. Just finished the milling. I've cut a hole for the ignition switch and put a couple of chamfers on it, as well as drilling a hole for the bracket to hold the clocks in. I've also bead blasted it. I'd quite like to get it anodised, but I can't afford it. So I'll see how it looks. Maybe I'll paint it, maybe I'll leave it bare. Quite like the finish. So install it on the bike. I 3D printed this little bracket to go on top of the clocks to hold them on. I've also 3D printed a couple of little logos because this space here seems a bit bare to me. So what I'll probably redo is reprint this one in black. So here's how it looks assembled. It's not too bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top yoke back off, and I'm going to probably paint it with the same paint that I put on the engine, because it looks pretty close to aluminium, and then bake it in an oven, and it's pretty hard wearing, so I think that'd be good with keys, scratching it and stuff. The logos came up pretty good on the 3D printer. They're not attached properly yet, they're still just sitting on there, so I'll probably just super glue them on. But yeah, not too bad.